Welcome once again to Thought for the Day. Our readings are Genesis 44 and 45, Psalm 49 and Romans chapters 1 and 2. And our thought is that we may be mutually encouraged. It has been well said that no one lives in a vacuum. We all interact with others and have some influence on each other. Most of us live in a close community of fellow believers and see each other at least one day each week. We see this as essential. This is good. This is wonderful. The only time it is not so is when there is discord for some reason. And discord can hurt much more among those who are close to one another and have love for one another. True love will find a way to heal the discord. And this thought sprang from our reading of the first chapter of Romans today. The intensity of Paul's devotion to God comes over so plainly here. He does not need a fellow believer to testify to this. He writes, "God is my witness, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I mention you," that is the Roman believers, "always in my prayers." Verses 9 and 10. His devotion to God is also shown outwardly by his attitude to fellow believers, and so is ours. Paul had never been to Rome. He writes, "I long to see you, that we may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith." So when we come together, do we talk and act in ways which display our faith and our spiritual convictions to one another? Can our coming together be sometimes or often too much chit-chat about this or that? Paul declares, "I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek." The AV has Gentile, that is, anyone who is not a Jew. And he then states, "For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith for faith, as it is written, the righteous shall live by faith." Verses 16 and 17. His words are powerful in their simplicity. The word gospel, we know, means good news. But can we become so familiar with it that we take it for granted? The righteousness of God is revealed in it. This is the foundation of our faith. But faith is not something that's static. It has to become stronger and stronger, or it will wither on the vine. May we all be among those who live and grow by faith, and may we be mutually encouraged by each other's faith in a way that will increase our devotion to him. And as we read in Hebrews, by encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near, chapter 10 and verse 25. Finally, Paul returns to this point later in Romans, in chapter 13 and from verse 11. We read, "Wake from sleep, for salvation is nearer to us now than when we first believed. The night is far gone, the day is at hand. Put on the armour of light. Let us walk properly as in the daytime." Verses 11 to 13. And part of walking properly is to mutually encourage one another. May we all do that, and we pray that we have done that today in our thought for the day. Thank you once again for joining us, and may God bless.